The Beer Brothers is a comedy podcast where two dumb babies related by blood grew up and now review beers for you, the people. You can drink along if you'd like, but maybe don't do it in your car on the way to work. Drink responsibly. At home. In the dark.
Great. Welcome back to another great episode of the Beer Brothers, Nashville's only beer podcast.
Is it?
It is, as far as I know, but we're going to claim it, okay? We're claiming it right now. We are the beer podcast for Nashville. Anyway,
Damn.
Yeah. Got a great show for you today. We're going to be talking about some teachers and their sugar daddies.
Nice.
What else do I... Oh, sorry. I just thought about... Oh, let's back up. Dang it, I lost my train of thought. Middle of the thing. Like, what did I say?
Teachers and sugar daddies.
Yeah, teachers and sugar daddies. Oh, the movie Joker.
And we're going to talk about some movie reviews.
Yep, and son of a gun. I had this planned. And now I've lost my train of thought. Oh, it's some old world medicine. That's what we're going to talk about.
Did you write anything down?
Yeah, no, it's mental notes. All this whole show is a mental note.
Oh, okay.
It's a mental show.
Well, that's a way to be, fairly on point, productive, on schedule.
Really good. Yeah. Really
Just keep
clean.
it all up in the cranium.
Yes. Okay, but one thing that we need to do for this podcast, because recommended by Tyler, our marketing manager, he said that we should interact more with our fans.
So what we'll do is, if you're listening this week on Instagram, after we've posted this episode, we will pose some questions, and we really hope that you interact and answer. And so one of the things we're going to ask is, what is your most embarrassing beer story? So keep a lookout for that. You can go ahead and DM us on our Instagram. It's Beer Brothers Podcast. But we will put that on our story, and you can answer however you want. And then if your story is a good one or we have time for it, we will put it on the show next week.
Okay.
Right.
Now, here we go. I'm Cody.
I'm Micah.
This is the Beer Brothers. Let's go. Our first beer of the day is brought to you by Tennessee Brew Works. It is their King Chestnut Brown Ale, and this is what they have to say about it.
Not to be confused with Joey Chestnut.
Right. Not that legend. Anyway, King Chestnut is... Well, actually, we'll go with their description. It says, once prominent, a blight destroyed almost 98% of the American chestnut trees between 1904 and 1906. What? In Tennessee, it was called the King of the Forest. Two of the largest surviving American chestnut trees are actually in Jackson County, Tennessee. These days, the American Chestnut Foundation is working hard to repopulate the trees across the country. What better way to honor the history of the chestnut than through beer? This is their American Brown Ale. It is a 5.6 ABV. It has a 28 IBU rating, so it's just a traditional brown ale, great for fall time. The big thing with Tennessee Brew Works is that they try to use things that are in Tennessee or from Tennessee.
Yeah.
That is their stick. It's actually part of the Tennessee Parks Department. They're together on that, so it's a really cool. I mean, as far as brewing viewpoint, I really appreciate what they do and trying to
take 100% locally sourced, pretty much everything they can, which is really great. Some places like Nashville Beer Company and Blackstone, we've worked with them, and they they send stuff over from Germany. They want the original content, the official hops and malts and all these other things that they use, whereas places like Tennessee Brew Works, everything's from here, it's local. So it's really neat. Yeah, really, and they do partner with the Parks Department here and everything.
I think we've talked about it on here before with them because we've had them on before.
Yeah.
But all of the bottles have a picture of someone on it, like it's a drawing, and it's someone that works in the Parks Department. Yeah. It's either a park ranger or somebody prominent in the Parks Department for the state. So I don't know who this guy is, but he looks pretty cool.
Looks like the Unabomber, but
just a tad bit, a little guy. Okay, so as far as the beer tastes, it's very nutty. It's got a super brown, super nuts in my mouth. Nice dark brown color. I mean, almost an amber-ish, more like red brown. I would say.
It's kind of in between like a brown and an amber.
But very smooth.
Incredibly smooth.
Really,
very malty.
Very malty. Because of the like chestnut, it's got like that. It's got a real earthy flavor to it. So
yeah.
Their pairing said with like fish, oysters, crabs, also light appetizers. So
yeah, I can see that.
Light cheeses.
Yeah, it's delicious. It is very smooth. It has a bready maltiness to it. It tastes very much like an amber.
Well, the chestnut is like, it tastes very toasted. Like
yes,
there's like
very toasty.
There's a burnt quality to it.
Like a toasty,
nice.
Malty sort of.
Yeah.
So it feels it feels great for fall. Definitely has a lot of the fall flavors you're kind of looking for in those ambers and Oktoberfest sort of beers. It's not in that same range as Oktoberfest, but you're looking at a lot of darker beers throughout this time of year, especially with toasty flavors for the season, and it's kind of perfect for that. So it's really good.
Be great with a s'more. How about that?
Oh, it would be.
Really good.
I like that pairing. That's good.
What we'll get into first is I read an article about how teachers are I guess they're balancing their income,
supplementing,
yeah. Yes, that's what I meant to say. Supplementing their income, and there is a site, I think it's called sugardaddies.com. Yes.
Okay.
And
wow, just really going for it.
These teachers have been going onto the site and making profiles. It's basically a Tinder. Like, you go on there, there's guys profiles, and there's women on there. And you can go on and say, yeah, you can take me on a date for $300 or whatever. Apparently, there's a lot of rich guys. I feel like men are fucking gross, too. Like,
I mean,
what the hell?
They're pretty, have you listened to this show? It's pretty nasty. Like, we're pretty nasty.
Yeah, we're pretty bad. This one lady made $10,000 off of a date. I don't know what she did in this date, but it was $10,000 worth of goodness. Yeah. So
I'll grade your papers for $10,000.
Here's my thing with this: is like, guys, I know they're sugar mamas. They have to exist. I know they exist, but women are so much more discreet if they have that kind of power.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like, guys are just like, fuck it, I got money, and I just need someone to share it with. I mean, that's really all that is. Like, I'm just a lonely person. I want to have a conversation with someone. Yeah. I'll pay you. I'll pay you to talk to me.
I don't have time to go through the ups and downs of dating. Just fucking come over. I'll give you $300 and just hang out.
Well, how's it any different than an escort?
We'll get drunk and play Wii. It's fine.
You could pretend to be my wife for a minute. I'll have a ring. You put it on.
It's like playing house, but for adults with sassy times in there.
We might do other things.
If we're lucky, I got a little more money in the back.
So there's this one guy that Jimmy told me about. Well, actually, Jimmy's wife's sister lives in Las Vegas. She works at the Aria Hotel.
Yes.
And there's this one guy that comes into town like every year. And every year that he comes in, he spends about a week. And he has 4 women, the same women, that he pays every time he's there to hang out with him the whole time. Those are escorts. Like, those 4 women are escorts. They're doing the same thing.
They are.
I don't want to know what kind of weird stuff that guy gets into with 4 ladies. It's probably pretty wild, during that time.
Yeah, the difference, I would say, between like an escort and a sugar daddy, sugar baby situation is that an escort is for the most part like a one-time venture. It's like, you're gonna come out with me for the night on a date, see where things go. And the escorts will have like different prices for different things
based on the events.
Yeah. And I remember being in Louisiana and working down there, and there was this group of dudes that were looking at this stuff and were making prank calls to like escorts. And a lot of the times what they would do is they'd be like, it's gonna be 12 dozen roses is like for this service. So they wouldn't say money, they would say like flowers. Like, so they would have like weird code words for things.
Oh, okay.
So anyway, so there's definitely like ranges of like different types of flowers, and those, I guess, like you're supposed to be in the know about what's what. And then
like, if you want 12 corn stalks,
they call and be like, I got 12 daffodils. Was that due? I just picked them out of my backyard.
So they would call offering to pay them in the flowers.
Yeah, in like the actual, you would hear them up and be like, no, okay, I gotta go. And they just hang up like they knew it was something weird, or
get out of here.
They'd think you were a cop or something.
I know we've talked about it before. Like, how much would it take you, for like an older woman to like...
Oh, but you made her gross.
Yeah, well, have you seen many sugar daddies that are like, they're like smoke shows?
Yeah, they're not.
No,
yeah,
they're not. They
like,
spend all their time making all their money, and they usually have on a plaid shirt and Hawaiian shorts
and
of
sneakers
some sort.
they got Skechers.
Yeah, they got Skechers on for sure. Yeah. And so it's like, they're not like attractive men.
New Balance, sorry.
So to say. He's
Anyways.
going to make a new one called Ugly Graham.
Yeah.
Like, you can only be ugly.
Ugly Grandpa.
Ugly Grandpa.
Ugly Grandpas. And we just go around town picturing ugly Grandpas.
Yeah. But it's like Gram, so it's kind of punny, Ugly Grandpa. Get it? Yeah. Good joke.
That's how you spell Grandpa anyways.
Grandpa.
Well, that's true.
Yeah, you fucking idiot.
Man, I just felt so stupid right there. I think because I was saying grandpa in my head, I was like, yeah, that's how you spell it. And then I was like, oh my God.
My whole life is a lie.
I am the dumbest man alive.
It's because we're a country. That's what it is.
That's my grandpa.
I love grandpa.
That's true. I don't think I've ever said grandfather. It's grandfather.
Granddaddy.
Grandpa.
Yeah, grandpa.
Grandpa. We gotta move on. This is so stupid.
All right, let's go.
All right. Our next beer is from Highwire Brewing Company, which is out of Asheville, North Carolina. So the one we have today here is their Zirkus Fest Oktoberfest lager beer, and it's malty and crisp. And it's called Zirkus Fest. I don't know if this is why it's called this, but it has a bearded lady sort of Oktoberfest woman on the front, which is really great. And you can see that on the Instagram picture. But yeah, this sits at 6%. And this is their description. Gold medal winner at the 2016 Great American Beer Festival in the German-style Marzen category. Use of Munich malt in this full-flavored beer provides upfront biscuity and honey flavors that fade into a light, dry finish. And they don't have like necessarily the direct values of IBUs, but they have like some scales here on the can itself. So malt's kind of in the middle, hops are on the low end, which is normal for Marzen style beers. And then our color here is just a beautiful kind of Oktoberfest amber.
It's a very honey color.
Yes, very honey.
Very honey-toned color.
But it is a good beer. I'd say compared to other Oktoberfest beers I've had and Marzen style beers that I've had, it is a little maltier than some of the others.
I feel like it's a little... Honestly,
it's a little dry too. Like it's got a very dry feel.
It's not as smooth as maybe the ones that we tried last week or 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Where it's like, just kind of a well-rounded flavor. This has got a little bit more bite to it. So it's good. It's great. I guess it depends on what kind of Oktoberfest beer that you enjoy. If you're going to love this one or maybe not love it as much as others. I wouldn't say it's top of the line, but it's a really good Oktoberfest beer. So
yeah, it's solid. Nothing wrong with it at all. It kind of grew on me the more I drank it. I had this yesterday while I was watching all of my sports teams suck, and
yes.
it grew on me. It's a really good beer, but it is very dry. I was very thirsty after having like 4 of these.
You're like, I'm more thirsty even though I'm drinking.
Yeah, I'm drinking more and more, but I'm thirstier and thirstier. So it is it says on the can, light dry finish. It's a very dry finish. It does kind of dry you out a little bit. I will say that. That's the thing that might be my only negative. It's a little too dry for the type of beer it is.
Yes.
But I do like it. It does have a great malty flavor and finish. Definitely nothing wrong with picking this thing up. Sitting at 6%, that's pretty good.
All right. With fall comes the seasons of change, and I know for me that always means like head colds and fucking
more
congestion.
Snorting into the mic.
Yeah, snorting and sniffling and just, everything that goes with it. And I feel like everyone's always trying to find something to battle the common cold, and whether that's like, I'm going to take emergency, which is total
just a ton
horseshit.
of vitamin, like way more vitamin C than your body would ever need.
Yeah, like you can only digest
your body's going to
8%.
flush out half of that shit.
It gives you 1,000 milligrams, and you're like, I don't need any.
Your body's
of this.
like, I don't need about 900 of these.
Eat an orange. You could just eat an orange, guys,
Yeah,
and probably
really good.
pay 90 cents for that rather than $5.
Strawberries are a good source of vitamin C.
So every time of this time of year, you have a lot of like, okay, get your flu shots, get like this stuff, whatever to help prevent the bad stuff happening to you in this season. But the one thing that just drives me fucking insane is essential oils and the people that sell them.
They're kind of in that CBD world.
Yeah, it's snake oil, dude. It's all fucking snake oil.
there's
That
a lot of
shit
it.
doesn't work. Like,
Essential oils are great for smell goods.
yeah. Well, if you want to smell like your grandma's closet, you're
No,
gonna
not always.
put some patchouli on. And
No.
Yes, dude. Patchouli smells like shit. I don't care
No,
what
I'm
anybody says.
not saying patchouli smells good. I'm saying that essential oils don't all smell like patchouli. There are some that smell good. You can get the ones that are like they have like lavender scents to help you sleep. They like kind of
Does it?
You put them. I don't know. I don't use them. I sleep.
Are you diffusing it? You know that shit can like hurt your dogs.
diffusers.
Like people are diffusing. People are diffusing these essential oils, and it's like making their dogs get sick because the smells are so strong.
Wow, I didn't know that.
It hurts. It actually hurts them. Like lemon, like people that diffuse lemon, dude. Dogs
know
hate
that.
lemon.
That's crazy. No, I mean Lauren wears like essential oil like roll-on stuff instead of like perfumes, and it smells really good.
So she uses it as a scent. Not
Yeah,
as
but
a
she uses it as a
medicine.
scent, not a medicine. It's strictly just like a like deodorant, that stuff, and not like perfumes and other like stuff.
Just to tell you, this is how you can find your local essential oil dealer. Is as soon as the smell of patchouli enters the room, that's there they are. They're ready.
Dude, you pack and you sell
Ready to sell it. And so, for any of the listeners that don't know already, my oldest son has a form of brain cancer. All right, and listen to this, dude. When we were going through treatment, we'd have these fucking peddlers be like, just get some of the like chamomile and rub it on the bottoms of his feet. It's gonna help. It's gonna help clear up all the stuff.
Did you murder them?
Did I want to? Yes. In my mind, it was like, I'm going to skin you and hang it on the wall. It'd be like, this is where a dumbass used to exist.
Hey, bud, why don't you look at that? That'll help it go away. Just look at that guy's dead body right there. Good.
Look at this guy's corpse. It's going to help a lot.
Look at this idiot.
So,
if anything, it'll teach you not to be an idiot.
Yes. In the vein of, snake oil and peddling remedies, I thought it'd be fun to look up some old world medicine.
Okay.
And see what cured or what was the cure for things.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to give you a diagnosis.
Okay, and I have to try to guess.
Guess what they would use for whatever it was.
Yeah.
Okay, you ready?
Okay.
Syphilis.
Leeches.
No, not leeches.
I know leeches got used a lot in like really weird old medicine stuff. It's strange.
Make them bleed.
Okay, so syphilis.
Uh-huh. You got the sif.
Okay. I'm trying to...
Putting your thing in too many things. Got the
Acid.
sif. No. Arsenic.
I was kind of close, actually. It's not bad.
Hold on.
You have syphilis, just burn it off.
No, it's arsenic and mercury.
Yeah, so burn it off.
Yeah, pretty much. Just, that's going to help you a lot.
Man, I'm glad I don't live back then. Sheesh.
Okay, ready? Next one. Let's see. Asthma. What do you think you should take for asthma in the old world?
Sniff some cow dung.
Nope. Here it is. Heroin tablets.
Oh, fuck.
People in the old times were having a great time when they got sick.
Oh, you sick? Just get high. No one cares.
I'm sorry. That's probably a little insensitive to people that might have struggled with heroin. It's not a great time. Sorry about that. Sorry.
There's an epidemic.
All right. Toothache. You got a toothache. What should the doctor give you?
Whiskey.
Cocaine.
So close. Jesus Christ. Just rub some cocaine on your gums and you'll be good to go.
Can you imagine, like, you got, like, a kid's like, doctor, his teeth are just really hurting. He's like, hold on. Let me get some of this powder. And he's, and then the kid's just like, I can conquer the world.
And then they made Ritalin.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, hold on. Got some more for you. Menstrual cramps and hot flashes. A lot of these peddlers would just make up, like, kind of target vague broad things that everyone dealt with as far as like females go or whatever. What do you think it was?
Opium.
No, it's just a vegetable compound. Just a bunch of vegetables. That's all
just
you need to cure that
Just eat
shit.
your vegetables. You'll be fine. And here, I've made you a smoothie. Drink this.
You know what you need? It's like, dude, this is like 2019 right now.
Yeah.
Like, you got cramps? I got a kale smoothie. It's gonna help. I promise.
Dude, yeah.
It's very old world coming back to the new
Got
world.
bananas and kale. And bananas have potassium, and potassium helps with cramps. Everyone knows that.
Everyone knows. Three
Which
bananas.
is actually true.
Three
but-
bananas a day. That's what you need.
Golly.
Name this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you're a little overweight. What do you think the name of the cream would be that you would use?
Lard.
No, fat off obesity cream. That's it.
Fat off. Fuck off with fat off.
You're struggling with testosterone and you're not feeling manly. What do you think it would be called that you would take?
Hold on. Can you get a clue?
I mean, it's no, because it's too blatant. Like, you're just like, really?
Penis cream.
Make man tablets.
Okay, close enough. Penis cream.
Penis cream. Here we go.
A pickup truck. Buy one of those.
That'll help you.
That'll make it bigger.
Get some of those balls to hang off the back of the truck.
Get some truck nuts. Your balls will get as big as these.
Have you seen truck nuts lately? I haven't seen any around. I think that fad
no,
left.
it's died out. If you do, good God.
What was the point? Like, check out these testicles
I think it was just a shock
hanging
value
from
thing.
the back of my car.
I can do anything I want. I think that's really all it was.
There was one in 1862 called Mixer's Cancer and Scrofula Syrup. It could heal cancers, tumors, abscesses, ulcers, fever,
Yes, I've
sores,
heard of this. It's a
goiters.
Cure all, yeah. Yeah, I've definitely heard of stuff where like, oh, you have this issue, let's just throw some leeches on it. Like that was a big one. That was really weird. I think
Right?
it's like suck off the poison out. Like there's a lot of weird shit.
It was the thought you could bleed out what was bad and your body would make new blood.
Some weird ass shit.
I mean, in thought, that kind of makes logical sense. Like, okay, your blood you're sick, so if like we replenish, like get out old blood and your body makes new blood, then you're gonna get healthier.
Yeah.
And like, you might get an infection from the leeches sucking all over your arms. I don't know. It sounds like might not help.
Oh, your penis isn't working. Let's just throw some leeches on it. Get that blood flowing.
Bring the blood down to it. It's
Yeah,
gonna be
no,
good.
I actually think that's probably a real thing.
No.
It had to. It kind of makes a weird old school old medicine logical sense. Oh, you're having troubles with the blood flow? Throw a leech on it.
Put a leech on there, boy. Also, have you ever had a leech on you? I've never had a leech
I've
on
never
me.
had a leach on me in my life.
I think they're only like swamps. I have no idea.
Yeah, it's
where
like
you
swamps and
get 'em.
certain creeks and stuff like that.
How much would it take? Like, how much would it cost for someone to put a leech on your dick?
I think for like a solid $200, I would do it, but it depends on how long. You know, if it's like 15 seconds, yeah, $200, I'd do it.
Yeah, that's probably fair.
That's a fair price.
That's a fair price for a little
Leech
bleeding.
on your penis, name your price.
How do you even get them off? How do you get them off of you? Do you
Kiss
burn
from
'em?
a leech, name your price.
That's what we're gonna do next. We're gonna go downtown with a bucket of leeches and just be like,
Yeah.
"How much, sir?" I mean, I feel like because of essential oils, like people just thought, like, you know what, this stuff works. It's gonna work, and they just made a business out
It's
of it.
perfect. There's nothing else you need to do. You just need to sniff all these smells,
Sniff,
and you're
put it
good.
on you. This story from this dude's a physical therapist, and he makes home calls, and so a lot of times he's got to go to elderly people's homes.
Yes.
Yeah, and so he
It's
never
probably majority of the business.
yeah, and he never knows exactly what he's going to go into people's homes because people are just like, I'm living my life,
Yeah.
whatever. So he takes like Vaseline or like hemorrhoid cream or something and puts it on his top lip so he can't smell.
Oh,
their
that's
house.
so smart. I got offered to do this job where And it wasn't gonna. I needed to do that and the part-time gig I'm kind of doing, so I wanted to like have extra cash if I was gonna do it.
Yeah.
Where I was gonna be able to take medical equipment and just deliver it to people's homes. That's in hospitals sometimes. That's all it was gonna be. Just load it up in this van, take it to them. That's it. Hit your routes. You're done.
Yeah.
Paid pretty decent. I was like, that sounds like an easy gig. Then I started thinking about it, and I was like, I don't want to. I'm very sensitive to smells, and I don't want to walk into like any of these homes because I know that most of them will be very old people,
and some of them might be hoarders.
Yeah, and it's gonna smell like ammonia and mothballs and all sorts of stuff that I really don't want to experience smelling.
We'll end on this.
But that's a great trick. Just throw a little like,
yeah,
whatever it is. Not what's the menthol?
Oh, it's Vicks Vapor Rub.
Yeah, like Vapor Rub up there, you'd be good to go. You'd be cleared out, and that's all you would smell.
Yeah, he said that one of his people like noticed that every time he showed up, like his top lip was like shiny.
Oh god,
here's old grease nose, what he called him, or something like that.
He'd been eating a butt right before he came in here.
Have you ever cleaned out a hoarder's house? Because if you're dropping off equipment or doing anything like that, you're most likely going to run into a hoarder.
I haven't. So two things. I haven't cleaned out a hoarder's house instead, like a real hoarder. I've helped people move who were on the verge of being hoarder level.
I remember this. I think I helped you, dude.
Yes.
So I've moved a couple people then.
Yeah.
I have a totally
the other thing
one.
is our own granny.
Was she a hoarder?
Her entire bedroom. She wasn't able to sleep in the bedroom because she had so much stuff she'd kind of hoarded in that room. So she had a different room she slept in. But her normal room was just stacked.
That's why we weren't
with
allowed
stuff.
in there?
Yeah.
Dude, I had no idea.
I went in there as a kid once, and there was just so much stuff. And Mom said, don't come in here.
Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's why.
Whoa.
So she had a different room that she slept in because her normal room was just full of stuff all over her bed to the ceiling. I mean, it was just packed, dude.
Man, okay. So I cleaned out a couple of people's houses. Yeah. Like that one that was like, oh, we don't wash our clothes. We just buy new clothes.
What?
Yeah, this is what they said. They're like, no, you can just throw all those away. Those are your old clothes. They would just go buy new clothes every week. They would wear all their clothes, throw them in a room, and then just buy new clothes and wear those until they stunk.
Why would you do that?
Like, it was literally like that. They wore it until it stunk so bad that they couldn't wear it anymore, and then threw it into...
Why?
Lazy.
Is that cheaper? No, there's no fucking way that's cheaper unless everything's from Goodwill. Maybe then it would be cheaper.
Not anymore. Goodwill's pricey.
I mean, sometimes.
The other thing was legit, if you've watched the hoarder shows like Buried Alive, there's always like, oh, that's our shit bucket in the corner. There's like one
that's
of those.
where I take a dump. The toilet, we leave that nice and clean for guests, but I poop in this bucket in the corner, and I've never emptied it. I just get a new bucket.
Yeah.
I just keep that old shit bucket next to the new shit bucket, and now I have a collection of shit.
We found a skeleton of a dead cat under a couch.
No.
Lifted the couch up, and there it was. It was just like,
if you stand in this room long enough and whiff the poop fumes, you'll get high as shit. It's called
Jankum.
It's a good old hobo brown bag trick that we learned.
Hobo brown bagging. All right, our next brew of the day is brought to us by Blue Pants Brewery out of Madison, Alabama. We are trying their chocolate oatmeal porter today. This description is from the brewer. It says, brewed with rich English floor, malted Maris Otter, oat malt, dark crystal, and 2 kinds of chocolate malt. Our porter takes on the question of what if people were malt heads instead of hop heads. This is a 6% ABV, has an 18-point IBU rating. It has malts of, we've already discussed this, Maris Otter, oat, crystal, dark chocolate, pale chocolate, and Northern Brewer hops.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot of
hops.
A
lot of stuff.
A lot of malt. A lot of maltiness, which is fine. We've already sampled this. It is dark as night, as expected. A porter should be. Very malty. Very, very malty.
Yeah.
Not getting a huge oat meal kind of feel.
The oat is very little.
Here's the thing. Okay, we're just gonna sidebar real quick. With oatmeal, like when it's registered as a flavor, like I've got in my head what oatmeal should taste like.
For me, it's like oatmeal cookies.
Yeah, like should have like some cinnamon or brown sugar kind of
or
feel.
just like the taste of like a normal oatmeal cookie.
Yeah, this
You know
is
what I mean?
like if you took really dry chocolate, like 80% cacao, and some oats, and you were chomping on those together, which is not bad. It's just like, I don't know. I think that's a marketing thing of all beers. It's not so much this beer per se, but it's oatmeal makes me think of something else other than just oats.
Getting a lot of the chocolate.
Oh yeah,
Like a lot of the chocolate, and it's good. It's very smooth. It's a really smooth beer. You said what? Oh, did you finished the description, right? 6% was what we're sitting at there.
6%.
They have a little scale on the side of the can of like, it's basically 1 out of 10 scale. So their malt is like an 8 and hops are at 1. So that gives you an idea of what they mean on the amount of malts that are in here. But no, yeah, I'm getting a lot of like what you're talking about, like dry, dark chocolate is kind of what I'm getting, which is good. I like that. And, you know,
like
porters.
You're getting like bitter chocolate.
Yeah.
I know it's a low bitterness, but this is a different, like chocolate, I feel like.
Different type of bitter.
Yeah.
Not like
Not beer
IBU bitter. We're talking about like food bitter.
Right.
And yeah, like dark chocolates are very bitter. So I'm getting that. I'm getting a lot of the dark chocolate tastes. Not really, not getting a ton of oatmeal. Maybe the tiniest bit.
It's good.
And for me, don't get me wrong, like chocolate oatmeal is one of my favorite.
Oh yeah.
Like combos of like granola, cookie, like any of that stuff.
Those,
and those are obviously sweeter, but yeah.
Those chocolate no bakes. I call those devil cookies in my house.
Oh
because
yeah,
I can't
chocolate,
stop.
Yes, because it's just chocolate, peanut butter, and oatmeal. That's all, and sugar. That's it.
Good. Oh my God. Both of us at different times in our own leisure went and saw the new Joker movie.
Yeah.
With much anticipation after everything I've read about it, seen about it.
Controversy.
Yeah, all the controversy, which was totally blown
unwarranted.
Over the top. Like, you fucking guys.
Unfucking
Get a backbone.
warranted.
Like, for real. Anyway, so I'm excited to kind of talk about it. Obviously, we can't give away. Maybe we have a spoiler. Like, we just talk about it.
Yeah, so I will say, if you haven't seen it, maybe this is the time to either fast forward.
Yeah.
I mean, I would, just fast forward.
Well, you
like
can
5
listen a
or 10
little.
minutes. Yeah.
We won't give it all away in the first 5 minutes, but
we'll try to be spoiler free. But if we unintentionally spoil something for you, don't blame us. We're telling you now, it could happen.
Like a moment, like, hey, we're about to give away something big in the movie.
Okay, that's a good point. If I'm about to really spoil the shit out of something, I'll tell you.
Okay, here's my take on it. First of all, it was a beautifully sad depiction of mental health.
Yeah.
Like, it was hard to watch, honestly.
Yeah.
At moments, like even in the opening, it was so like just like, holy fucking shit, this thing is heavy. Like out the gate, it is heavy.
I mean, I'm gonna see it again this week.
Yeah, I will watch it again.
I have that Regal Unlimited pass, so I'm 100% seeing that like
Absolutely.
Thursday or Wednesday or something.
There's not many movies. Okay, like It #1, I've seen several times.
Yeah, it's really good
because it's a great movie. It's intense, but that movie is fantastic.
It's really well done.
Yeah, and I love it. Joker, I will watch again, just like The Dark Knight. The Dark Knight was so good.
Yeah,
I'll watch that all the time.
A million times. I did watch it super drunk the other day, and it wasn't as good when I was really drunk.
You probably couldn't pay attention.
I was watching. I was like, man, this acting sucks here. Like things felt very things felt over the top. It was weird.
Yeah.
But I've watched it. I have a lot of qualms about those movies where I feel like they could have been better or better done. But it's also like 2006 to 2012 was the time frame of all of the movies.
Mm-hmm.
All 3 of those. And so, films are always getting better. So it's hard sometimes to compare older anything, especially in like the early 2000s onward.
Sure.
Like you watch the original Harry Potters and you're like, this is great and quirky and fun, but this is also like compared to the last one, it's completely different production value.
Back to the Joker. Sorry, I don't want to get too down the rabbit hole of Harry Potter because I can get there.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like watching the Star Wars films. Like if you go back and watch the originals, sometimes which I still love.
Yeah.
But if you've never watched them before, sometimes they're a little harder to get through unless you're like super into watching old films.
Yeah.
If you're like into watching old films, man, that's kind of crazy. This was shot in the like in the 70s. Wow, that's impressive.
Wow.
Impressive for the 70s. That's pretty good. But anyways,
okay. So, Joker is just a beautiful depiction of a descent into madness. I mean, that's exactly what it is. It is like
being inside of the head of a madman.
Yeah, of a maniac. And I know that it's it's kind of filmed like Taxi Driver a little bit.
I mean, it is. I mean, that's been a huge comparison, and that was when they were writing it. That was a big comparison of where they were pulling themes from. Was that and King of Comedy, like two really great Martin Scorsese films with Robert De Niro, who obviously is in Joker, and I mean, and obviously they put him in the movie. I don't think he fits well in the role he was in, to be honest. But they definitely put him in the movie as a kind of like an Easter egg or a nod to those other films. That's 100% what happened here.
Also, Joaquin Phoenix, within the first 30 minutes, it's like best actor. Like, just go ahead.
One of the best performances I've ever seen in my entire life. I am a huge film buff. Before I ever started getting into making films and going to film school, movies have always been like the biggest thing for me, and I've watched a shit ton, and that is the best performance I can think of in my head right now I've ever seen. I've never seen, and I'm not talking about, I'm talking about acting versus performing. This was a fucking performance. This is like a tour de force sort of. He makes the entire movie, and everybody's like, well, the movie wouldn't be good without him. Motherfuckers, they wrote the movie with him in mind. They were the only person he asked to do the film. Apparently, the whole time, before they even asked him to do the movie, Todd Phillips is writing the script, and he has a picture of Joaquin Phoenix like taped to the side of his fucking computer.
What a creep.
He wrote the movie for this actor. And when that happens, of course the actor is going to be really good in the role.
Yeah.
And of course the whole movie wouldn't work without him because it was written for him. So I don't love that weird criticism people have. It's like, of course it wouldn't work without him because it was for him.
Yeah.
Like, it was written with him in mind as the only person that could pull this off. So, and like thinking about his like acting style and everything, like how much I've always thought he was incredible. Always. Like everything I've ever seen him in, he's kind of encapsulated.
Yeah, he's really good. I mean,
like in The Master a few years back.
He's been nominated, 3 times for best actor?
Yeah,
right?
A few times. He's never won. He's had a lot of... I think part of the reason I thought he should have won for The Master. Part of the reason he's never won is because he kind of hates... Like, there was a while there where he was like, nah, fuck the Academy. It's all a bunch of bullshit. And, like, of course they're not going to give you the award if you hate them. I think that makes me
like him more.
Loved him in Walk the Line, the Johnny Cash movie.
Yep.
Super good in that. I mean, he's incredible, but I've never seen anything like this. There were times in the movie where I was watching him and the way he was moving his body, it was like inhuman. He didn't look like a person anymore.
Well, the amount of weight that he lost to just be in that role was
I think there was something like 54 pounds.
There were so many times that it was just like
that he lost.
You're just looking at his skeleton. You're just like, holy shit, this guy, like, not only is he doing a great job in the character, but real method acting type stuff where it's like, I dedicated myself. I am this person.
Yeah.
They had the thing. Did you watch the Jimmy Kimmel interview with him?
Yes, so good.
Okay, it was good, but I also feel like it was a plant. Like,
no, it was. The whole thing, when he was like, my publicist will release a statement tomorrow, his publicist the next day was like, the whole thing was a joke. His reaction was a joke. It was a joke.
I thought it was.
It was a joke.
I mean, watching, I was like, this isn't real. I know this isn't real.
If you haven't seen it, he does this whole thing on Kimmy Jimmel.
Jimmy
Jimmel. But it's a Samuel Simmons. I'm on the third beer.
It's a 6%, guys.
Woo! I basically had 15 beers already. Man, I'm fucking up everything. Grandpa and this and Kimmy Jimmel.
I love Kimmy Jimmel.
It's Kimmy Jimmel from now on. When he was on Kimmy Jimmel. No, I mean, if you haven't seen the bit, they're like, we have a behind the scenes look, and it's like him off camera a little bit, being filmed, and he's like kind of getting mad at the cinematographer. He's like, no, dude, fuck off. Like, stop whispering. Like, leave me alone. So I'm trying to do something. And apparently the whole thing was kind of just a funny joke between him and the cinematographer, and they like gave Kimmy Jimmel the footage to like mess with him a little bit. And it was a joke. Everything was staged, so it's fine. People were like trying to act like he was a diva. People react and that's a huge thing about this film.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about some of the things that have come up as far as controversy.
Yes.
With this film, one being like, oh, it might motivate people to do terrorist acts.
Yeah, exactly. Never. Nope.
or it's too gruesome or brutal or whatever. And it really wasn't.
No.
I've seen worse.
I've seen
in
way
Saw.
worse.
Like,
Yeah.
anybody seen Hellraiser? Fuck, guys, that came out in 1984,
Yeah.
and it had people like getting their faces peeled off.
Yeah, that's pretty. I've definitely seen way worse in a lot of movies, like a lot. I mean, the new Tarantino film had some stuff. That was, in my opinion, that last like 5-minute sequence of the film is almost more brutal than anything he does in the movie.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like when you really think about some of the shit they showed.
Right.
I've seen way worse in so many more movies. So what's really crazy about this is we kind of live in a journalism clickbait society right now.
And it's stupid.
It
Fuck
is
you
stupid.
guys.
So my girlfriend, is a journalism major, writing
Right.
journalism from University of Marquette. And I think one of her biggest things, she talked about that. She didn't watch the film because she can't really deal with like really dark themes like that. It kind of sticks with
It's
her.
too much.
Yeah, it's just too much. Like
I get
it
that.
just sticks with her. She thinks about it too much. She's like, yeah, I can't do it. Sometimes I can't even talk about it too much because she's just like, yeah, it's kind of fucking with me. And that's totally understandable. But I do.
I'm the same way, honestly.
On this subject, she was frustrated when these things came out. She's like, the movie's not even out. No one's seen this. And half the people that are writing these articles are like, I haven't seen the movie, but this
I
could
heard
do-
this thing.
But one person that did see it said this, so this is how I feel. And that's just lazy clickbait bullshit journalism. It's bad. It's not
Right.
good. This is where I stand on the whole thing. One, everything they say about like, terrorists in America and mass shootings, completely unfounded. The Joker in this movie is not a terrorist.
No.
He doesn't want to be a terrorist. Everything that happens, there are riots that are incited and things that happen, and there's a whole kill the rich theme
And
because
there-
of the city and
Yeah.
all of this stuff. It's not anything he's doing. This is people misinterpreting his actions, which is kind of ironic when we have like the media talking about this other stuff. They're misinterpreting his actions in the movie as political statements, and he's just a mentally ill person who was defending himself.
Right.
That's
yeah.
the crazy part.
Yeah, okay, so
6 people die from him in the movie. That's all I'll tell you. There's no mass shooting. There's nothing like that. 6 people die, and 3 of them were self-defense. That's all I'll give you.
so the only argument about the first 3 that were...
Well, 2 of them were in self-defense.
Yeah, one was straight up, I'm pissed off, I'm shooting you.
Well, yeah, the other one
fucking
was,
asshole.
I'll chase you down and kill you.
Yeah, which was...
But in reaction to the self-defense. So it was in the same gambit.
I think
Such
it's
a good scene. That's one of the best scenes in the whole movie.
I think it's so ironic too because the people that are making the fuss about it, and this is probably too political, but it's like, he kills these people with a gun that he was given.
Yeah.
Right.
That he's clearly a mentally ill person. He takes tons of medication, and he tells this person,
He starts
I'm not
to tell
allowed
them-
to have a gun.
Oh,
the
yeah,
guy,
yeah,
And the
yeah.
guy's like, no, it's fine. You'll be good. And it's a ruse because they know he'll do something stupid and get himself fired.
Right.
And he takes it to a children's hospital and gets himself fired.
Yeah.
That's not really a big spoiler, honestly. I mean, you kind of know. The second he has the gun, you're like, this isn't going to... I mean, it's one of the most anxiety-riddled films I've ever watched.
Oh yeah.
I was on edge for so long.
Yeah. Well, I was just saying that like it's just funny that like people are in an uproar about it, and it's like in the moment that he kills those people, that it is self-defense. He's getting beaten. Like he is on the floor. They're stomping
Like,
on him.
potentially would die if he didn't.
Yeah, if he didn't do something, and he had this gun that was given to him, and he turns around and shoots this dude in the face, and it's like, fuck yeah, let's go.
That scene is so well done.
Yeah.
Though, because of the flashing lights in the subway.
Right.
And they go out for half a second, and the second they come back on, it's boom, brains everywhere.
Man.
So good.
Well-
So if you haven't seen it, this is a huge spoiler. I mean, I guess it's spoiler. Like, you wouldn't...
Somebody dies. It's not the end of the movie. It's not.
No,
like a
it's not.
plot
It's
twist.
not the end of the movie. There are some huge twists in the movie that are like crazy. I will say it's my favorite film of the year.
Oh, yeah.
It's very controversial, and I understand
Jesus.
why, and I can see why people don't like it. I'm fine with that. But here's my biggest thing: at the end of the day, go watch the movie and form your own fucking opinion.
Yes.
Don't let anybody
Do
else
it.
tell you how to feel about this movie. Go in with a blank thought. Don't even think about it as a superhero film, superhero genre movie, because it definitely is not. I mean, obviously there are characters, if you know who the Joker is and you understand Batman a little bit and like some of the lore there, you'll get some things. There's Easter eggs for you there. If you're into that stuff, that's great. But it
really
works without any of that. It works.
Oh, yeah,
It doesn't need that stuff to work. You could take the superhero thing out of it and it's a genius movie.
if Batman did not exist,
Yes.
this would be a beautiful film by
It'd be
itself.
really well done. And here's my biggest thing is fuck the gun violence stuff. Who cares? The stuff that matters the most in this movie, it is one of the most honest depictions of mental health I've ever seen. I've never seen an actor look like he was in so much pain.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
He's laughing through fucking tears, choking. I've never seen anything like that in my life.
We'll end on this. The way that he made his laugh for the Joker, because that's the iconic thing of the Joker, is his laugh.
Yeah.
And no one has done this before. It's always been, I'm in mania, ha ha ha, pure joy,
Yeah, pure
kind
joy,
of thing.
yeah.
And Joaquin Phoenix's laugh was anguish. It was pain. You saw pain when he laughed.
This is starting a conversation.
Yeah. And
More than anything, and I think it's something that people need to talk about.
Yeah, who would have thought that a stupid-ass comic character would actually open a door for something that's a real serious... I mean, it's not a surprise. That's what comics were kind of known to do. But this is like... in our world, you don't have comics forcing subjects or cultural topics, and this is one that's like
I've never seen
huge.
a comic book movie do this.
No,
ever.
and it's great. And if anything else, just go see it so you can see Alfred get his ass punked out.
Alfred gets punked the fuck out. But anyways, all right, we'll stop that. We'll move on to the next beer. Our next beer is from Braxton Brewing Company out of Covington, Kentucky. And they've actually teamed up with Grater's Ice Cream, which is out of Ohio. And Grater's is a pretty great ice cream brand. You can get it at most, Kroger type of grocery store. Yeah.
I've actually been to one.
You've been to the Grater?
In Ohio, yeah.
Oh, okay. But they're really good. They're really yummy ice cream. It's a little pricey, but it's fine. It's
like an Ohio tradition out there.
And this is, they've teamed up with them to make a pumpkin pie brew here, I guess, but based off of the pumpkin pie ice cream that Grater's makes. And this is what it says on the can. A classic and handcrafted collaboration brewed to pumpkin perfection. This ale is brewed with a plethora of fresh pumpkins, lactose, and a special blend of rich pumpkin pie spices. Notes of golden brown pie crust are created by brown sugar and a combination of malts, making this beer an ode to a timeless harvest staple in your favorite flavors of fall. So this is at 7% on ABV and 20 on IBUs.
On first taste, because it's pumpkin pie, there's a lot of expectation on my end.
There is.
There's like, I just think of a really good piece of pumpkin pie, whatever that is, Thanksgiving.
And warm pumpkin pie, not cold pumpkin pie.
Still need the whipped cream on top. A little squirty.
Well, that's like, they have lactose in here. Honestly, they could use a little more lactose, in my opinion. It's pretty good. It's up there on pumpkin beers.
It's not the best I've had.
It's not the best I've had,
Sorry,
but
guys.
it's definitely not the worst I've had.
Oh, no.
No, not at all. No, this is really good. It's a good fall beer, 7%. I can't complain about that. I
think it's more subtle than I wanted. I was hoping for, like you said, kind of a more cream kind of feel to it.
Yeah.
A little bit more spice. I actually would love it had more graham cracker type notes.
Yeah, I actually disagree. I think on the spice. I think the spice is at a good level. If it gets too spicy, sometimes I get sick of it too quick. I like where the spice is at. I would like a little more.
The spice is nice.
The spice is nice. I would like a little more creaminess, like a little more lactose in there, just to give it a little richer cream flavor. And I would like more of that kind of brown sugar graham that they're going for. I would like that. It is a little sticky because it does have brown sugar in it, but no, it's a solid beer. But like you said, it's like this ice cream company and this beer company got together, and so I was kind of expecting this really crazy combo, and it's actually pretty simple. So that's really the only disappointing part. I think if I just had this from anybody else, had that high expectation of like pumpkin pie ice cream, I'd be like, oh no, this is a really good fall beer, and it is. It's a really good fall beer. You can't really
make this even better. Okay.
Yeah.
You go to Grater's and you get you a scoop of their like pumpkin pie ice cream if they've got that.
Beer float.
and do a beer float, and this is like
No,
whew,
it would be
sell
really
it.
good. And it don't get me wrong, it's good pumpkin flavor.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them feel very fake. This feels pretty authentic. I like it.
No, I will say that it's almost muted. I think that's the thing. Is
Yeah.
I feel like the pumpkin pie part of it is a
Yeah.
muted flavor, and it's not like a prominent thing. And so that's kind of where, and it might be because, like you said, it's like, oh, it's Graders, and it's this beer company, and so the expectations are high, and so
Yeah.
maybe that's why I'm a little let down. But it is a good pumpkin beer.
Yeah.
If you like pumpkin flavor, you're gonna like this. It just may not be the brightest thing that you've ever had on a
Yeah,
pumpkin
like if
ale.
I took the can out of the equation and who it's from, then I think my expectations would land differently.
Yeah, I think so.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
this team up or whatever, this collaboration that they're doing doesn't feel like it really hit home the way I wanted it
Magical duo. Anyway.
to. But no, it is really good. And like I said, it is a little sticky. Like my lips are a little sticky after it.
A little.
Just the tiniest
Sorry.
bit. But no, it's a good fall beer. It's very solid. And like I said, 7%, I'm not complaining about that at all. That's good. That's where I want it to be.
Here's the thing, though. For novice beer drinkers, all right, if you have this at a party and someone loves pumpkin, and you're like, dude, I got this beer. It's Braxton and Graders. It's a pumpkin pie beer, and you give it to them, they're going to be like, my mind is fucking blown.
Oh, yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
for
it'll be
sure.
the life of the party. So it's a good beer.
Yeah.
Don't let my, I don't know, flavor profile thing
Yeah.
just deter you from trying this, because it is good. It's just I expected more. So
Yep. But
Fair.
I like it. It's definitely, don't get that wrong. We want to make sure people know it is good. Just the hype, I think, about the name is what kind of kills it. But
Yeah.
it is a very good beer. I'm probably going to finish this whole thing. I mean, Cody's almost finished this whole thing.
No, I
He's over here
kept
crying about it.
half because
Oh.
I wanted to take some back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
Carrie's a huge pumpkin fan, so I thought
I thought you
bring
like
some
it
back.
already finished almost the whole
No,
thing.
no. Mm-mm.
Let's just end this.
We can just end this whole episode.
What's the... Oh, God, I hope I don't accidentally use your mic now. You just put your lips all over that pop screen. You're disgusting. What's your favorite beer? It's tough.
It is tough. I
It's
think
tough. I feel like every beer had their...
every
their
beer had
ups
an
and
up and a
downs.
down to
Yeah,
it.
Yep.
But I will say the most flavorful one, I think the one that I enjoyed the most, was the King Chestnut, honestly. The
Okay.
Tennessee Brew Works,
Yeah.
their brown ale
Yeah.
was pretty good. The pumpkin pie one,
It's pretty good, actually. It's just like I like it.
yeah, I think I was disappointed.
Yeah, I think I wanted more. I think that my beer of the week. Let me get one more sip of this. Hold on, I'm on the fence here. You know what? I'm into the Highwire Oktoberfest. It's
Okay.
a little dry, but I don't know. I think it was the one I finished other than I did finish the first beer very quickly. Fuck. Now I'm backtracking.
That's what I'm
again.
saying. See, I
Gosh
think
darn it.
the like toasted chestnut.
Yeah, you
kinda
know
brown
what?
Stuff
I think
was so good that was my favorite.
I'm
Most
gonna give it.
memorable.
I'm actually gonna give it a tie. I'm gonna give it a tie between the King Chestnut and the Highwire Oktoberfest because I had 4 of those Oktoberfest yesterday and still drank a full one today.
Fair.
And then the chestnut, I fucking chugged. I just drank that so fast. It was so smooth.
Yep.
I'm going to give them a tie, though, because they're different flavor profiles. The chestnut was delicious. It was very smooth. I finished it quickly. And the Oktoberfest, I had 4 yesterday, and I still wasn't tired of it.
So Mike is double fisting on this episode. That's what he's saying.
that's basically what
Double
I do every
fister.
day. I mean, that's what they call me, Double Fist Mickey.
Find him at your local park.
Yeah.
Under a tree, passed out.
Yeah, passed
All right.
out. We got fucking just one duct tape to 2 different malt liquors. They call me Mickey 40 Hands.
Mickey
and I'm
40.
just ready to go.
There he is. All right. I'm Cody.
I'm Micah.
This has been the Beer Brothers. Good night.